Purpose Season 2. We are back. Better than ever. Season 2. We have the beautiful host.
Bree.
Yes. I'm just a moderator today. I'm Zell May. Y'all know La Alpha. And today we have an amazing, wonderful, beautiful queen guest beneath us. Brittany. How you been today, Britt?
I've been good. Hey. I'm excited but nervous to do this. Y'all know I'm not good. I don't like interviews and public speaking and stuff like that. But I'm here, so let's start.
Well, thank you for being here. Brittany is, as most of y'all would know, the ones that listen to new people. Her name is Bree Lacole, Facebook. She's the owner of 20 something.
Yes.
Can you
would be me.
Yeah.
That would be me.
Britt, can you tell us before we get started? Can you tell us a little bit something about 20 something?
A little bit about 20 something. Okay, well, 20 something started as a millennial Facebook group. So basically, we have a Facebook group for millennials where we discuss topics. Most of them are user submitted topics, and basically we discuss topics like 3 times a day. We do community service. We do meetups, all type of stuff, and it's actually has grown. Well, I actually started a boutique as well, so that's another layer of it. So it's a lot of little layers of 20 something. It started as a Facebook group. It's grown into, I have the boutique side of it. We have a charity organization. So we dibble and dabble in a little bit of everything.
What kind of topics do you discuss on 20 something, B? Just in case somebody want to join.
I think the better question would be what topics we don't discuss. What topics we don't discuss? Baby daddies, baby mamas. We talk career, business, finance, love, a lot of love topics, a lot of debate topics. We talk current events as well. We do a lot of debating on what's going on in pop culture. So yeah, I think the better question would be what don't we talk about? We talk about sex, we talk about it all. We're adults, we're grown, so we kind of present the topic, give our opinion, debate, argue, get mad at each other, all of those things. But it's kind of like 20 something is like a big old family. So we also call each other cousins. So we're like virtual social media cousins. And I think this year will be the 3rd year, so that's exciting as well. So yeah, that's a little bit about how those topics go down.
Go down in 20 something.
Right.
Yeah, I remember when you made it. What did the idea come from? Because I was there when you first made it and saw the group started being made. I think Bree was up there when you first started.
Right.
How did the idea come about?
Actually, it came from my younger sister. One of my sisters, her name is Dominique. She always how many sisters do I have? I can't keep up. I have 4 sisters and 2 brothers, and I'm the second oldest, but I'm the oldest girl. So a lot of times I'm the one they come to for advice or help, or just kind of like getting them over some humps or whatever they have going on. So one of my sisters, her name is Dominique, she was like, you should start a blog and just kind of like give people advice and like just help them out and stuff like that. But I didn't really want to start a blog. I didn't want to, I don't believe in people just getting one source of opinion on a certain topic. I think that's why 20 something is so good, is because you're able to get so many opinions on one topic, so you can kind of like see which one aligns with yours the most. And it's kind of like, excuse me, y'all. That's kind of how I felt it would be best, instead of just coming directly from me. So that's how it kind of got started.
Okay, that's interesting. I remember when you, like I said, I was one of the first early adopters. Saw you get on. a lot of USM fam was part of it.
Lots of USM people.
Yeah, so we were rocking with it. Bree was on there. Bree, any questions about it or whatever? Any early memories of it in the early days?
Listen, I don't know how early this would have been, but my favorite memory was like, y'all stupid. Let's argue. And I bought the t-shirts. I think there was so many different memories, but I still remember that was so vividly. And I was like, what is
I think
going?
that's everybody number one memory, like top memory, if they were in a group at the time. So we had a topic, and during Black History Month. I always try to make sure we do Black History topics. So it actually was a Black History topic. And it was something that Lou Duval had posted or something we were debating on. I can't remember what the topic was. I just remember that part. And somebody who didn't really participate that much just came in and just kind of like roasted everybody. And they started off with, y'all stupid, let's argue. And it just went downhill, but kind of uphill from there, because now everybody kind of remembers that moment and kind of circle back to it when we have like different conversations or we don't agree with each other, something like that. So that's definitely one of the most memorable moments.
It's definitely. I never forget. I never forget.
Yeah, she went on a little roast fest.
I think I
She
remember
gave
that too.
everybody little nicknames and everything.
Yeah, I think I remember that. That was that in the early years, Bree? Was it like in the middle 2019ish?
I feel like it was February of I want to say February of last year, but it could have been the first of 2018. It was 2020 or 2019. See, I can't keep up with the years after 2020. Maybe okay, so it had to be 2019 versus 2020. That's when it happened, February 2019.
Yep, that would have been right.
Yep. Y'all stupid. Let's argue. That's what happened. And we've been arguing ever since.
Freely, we've been arguing freely ever since. Like that was the door. All right, let's go.
Exactly.
I noticed Bree said that she bought a shirt. So,
yeah.
That you made off that topic. So I heard you said you made a boutique off of it. How is that going? How did that come about? Was it by popular demand? Did the members just start wanting merch and all that stuff and clothing? Because I know you do a lot of clothing now.
Yeah, I mean, I had started selling like the 20-something branded merchandise, but then I kind of got into a full boutique. But it's actually like I went to school for fashion merchandise, so it wasn't something foreign or something that wasn't on my list to do. But I think it kind of was pushed and sped up because of the group and because people typically from USM, people knew me for fashion and stuff like that. So a lot of people just trust my opinion in that category. And so it kind of just blossomed from there. And I think this might be the second year. Like March will make 2 years of full boutique. Yeah.
By the way, I want to give Britt a shout out. I saw her grinding during the Christmas break. She was grinding, getting the clothing out and the stuff out.
Yeah. Yeah, the holidays is always something. It's always something that comes up. Some fire you have to put out, all type of stuff. But it's always good, especially if it's something that you're really passionate and love. And then you kind of go the extra mile and don't bother you as much.
Not as much.
Not as much. Emphasis on as much. As much.
But like I said, Bree got it.
So we're talking about the boutique, and if y'all don't know, I love it. I am a very avid buyer. Every time people see me, they be like, "That's 20-something." Now it's no longer. Where you get that from? It's like
they already know.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
You ain't gotta ask no questions. Yes, Bree is one of my best customers.
No, that's where it comes from. So can you tell us a little bit about the different services you offer? Because it's not just a boutique.
Right.
You have a lot of different aspects with that. So can you explain some of that to the people?
That's a good question, Bree. A lot that is one thing that I am kind of proud of, that I try to differentiate my boutique, which being a boutique owner is cool in any aspect. But I've always wanted to kind of be like a stylist or like a trend reporter and stuff like that. And I got into, but I was kind of like fighting being a stylist with people, with regular people, basically. I think Day Johnson, she's Day Nunnery now. She hit me up to style her for an event or her now husband dental graduation. He ended up proposing to her on that day, and when she hit me up at first, I was kind of like, oh, I don't know, whatever, blah blah blah. But ever since then, I've just kind of kept and stuck with it, and people have been reaching out to me, and it's kind of like a side service that I do. So on my site, you will see where you can shop in stock merchandise. Merchandise is already in stock, but y'all can also book me for different styling services. Like if you need a wardrobe makeover, if you need to be styled for a photo shoot, for pictures and stuff like that. I have my portfolio up there so people can already see previous work that I've done. I have my prices up there, so there's no questions on what that'll look like. So I consider my boutique more of a style boutique versus like, a regular boutique that you may shop with, because I feel like if you come to my boutique, you'll be able to trust that I need to go here. I need to do this. I can go on here and she'll have something for me, and I can trust that it's in style or it's style appropriate or it's on trend or something like that. So that's a little bit about the little difference that you may get with my boutique versus other boutiques.
Absolutely. Y'all, we're going to put the link down. Make sure y'all go shop 20 something. Okay?
Yes, come on. Check us out.
Yeah, check Bree out. She's amazing, very talented, very fashionable. Check her out. The link, like I said, the link will be in below in the description below. So I'll probably put it in the pinned comments for people that don't look at that don't go in the descriptions and stuff. So it will be there. All her social medias I don't know if they accepting people. If they accept people in 20 something. But I'll put that link down there too, so you can check her out, check all the stuff they do out. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and let us know what you think. And tell us if you like their stuff. Tell her. Let her know how much you love her.
We love her, okay? It would be no 20 something without her. I wouldn't have met some of the amazing people that I've met through 20 something. Because we do everything. Fitness, of course, our son always leaves. But we're not here to talk about this.
Regroup done won the last 2 fitness challenges. Shout out to y'all.
Yes, shout out to my squad. Okay. So 20 something has really been influential in my life. And so I wanted to make sure that we had you on here, because a part of purpose is you're walking in it. Like you know what you're here for. You're walking in that. You're good at it. You're great at it. And you're inspiring other people to be better at what they do, also giving them the resources that they need. So it's pretty amazing to have that outlet, and I'm so happy for it all the time.
Thank you, Bree. Don't have me over here tearing up. Like, do that look at. Thank you. I appreciate that. I promise I would have never thought that when I started this 3 years ago, it would be what it is now, and how much it means to people. Like I'm constantly getting messages or people reaching out on behalf of people, and just let me know like just how much it could be one little section of 20 something that meant something to them or was influential to them or just like really made an impact on them. And I'm always just blown away, because to me I'm just Brittany. I'm just going along doing this, and it's just kind of like, wow. Like I'm always like, okay. I don't know how to take all the praise sometimes, but I'm appreciative that is healing to some people, that is educational, that it just gets, like some people say, oh, hey, I had a bad year, I had a bad month, but I came into this group and I laughed, and it kind of helped me out. And I know that, I guess because I'm like the second oldest of so many siblings, I've always had this nurturing, motherly spirit, and I'm always trying to help people. So I guess it just came natural, but I just didn't know how impactful it would be. But I am thankful, not that it's me, but that it means something to other people and it's helping other people, regardless if it was me or somebody else in this position. I am just thankful for that. So thank you, Bree.
Yeah, and I just want to commend you on starting the group, helping it grow, and other thing, because I have started groups and it usually ends in drama.
Oh, we have that too.
And chaos, and then the group breaks up because they try to form their own group and it doesn't work out. So I want to commend you and all the administrators and everybody that work hard to keep the group in check and everything. That is a lot of people that see it and they see what you made in 20-something and don't realize all the stuff
behind it. Yeah, behind, and then it's like I carry all of that, like all of those emotions and all of that. I have to carry that daily, so it can be a lot. But I know, like, whenever I feel like, oh my gosh, I'm just tired of all of this, I know, like, but they have to think about the people that feel like this is something they look forward to every day, or it just helps them out on their day. So it's kind of like I can't just gotta bounce back and just let it all off. Yeah,
I just had to I had to just commend you on that, because taking care of those groups people don't, and you got a lot of people in the group.
It's a lot of work.
It's a lot of behind the scenes. You got to put out fires. You got to make sure something don't go. You got to moderate, make sure everything that go through is okay. You got to write it all down, set it up.
It's like a full-time job, actually.
Yeah, and I just want to make sure people understand, because like I said, I started a group and it's a lot, and I want people to understand and respect you for actually dealing with that, because like I said, a lot of people just see it and be like, oh, I can do that, or it's easy. I'm like,
right?
It's not.
It's not as easy as you think it is. It's definitely easy. It's just, the end product just looks like, oh, that's easy. That's just, it looks like I can do that. It's a lot of work. It's definitely a lot of work. I won't ever say like, oh, it's nothing. Nah, it's a lot.
Yeah, and earlier Bree talked about the fitness challenge that she has won twice in a row.
Yeah, the last two we had.
Yeah.
Her little crew, they done took home the little trophies.
So we need the trophies all 2021.
Yes, so they trying to win all 2021. But yes, the fitness group has been going strong almost 2 years, I feel, Bree.
Yes,
that's crazy. Yeah. I really actually thought that, you know how people are with fitness, they'll start, they'll stop, they'll start, they'll stop. So I was like, okay, we'll start the fitness groups, but look, the Hattiesburg, the ATL, and the virtual team we started the virtual thing before anybody started virtual. We was already doing virtual stuff. But yeah, we've been doing the fitness challenges for like 2 years, and they've been like on it. Like it's like full on competition. They talk shit and all that stuff. So they don't play games.
Yeah, and with that, I see you. People might not still have a grasp of everything that, like, when we say you do a lot. She has a fitness group. You have a new married group now, or has that been around for a little bit?
Yeah. Well, I had created the married group like maybe a year. Yeah, it was a year ago, January 2019. But I didn't do anything with it. I just I paused because I was like, okay, I'm gonna be killing myself. Like, run myself. I didn't want to run myself into the ground, but after a lot of convincing from the married ladies in the group or some, I was like, okay, I'll start accepting people this year, January 2021, let's just start. And it's not a huge group. I don't want it to be a huge group because we do talk of like a lot of personal stuff. I think we've been open maybe a week or two, but it has been like amazing. Like the stories we share, the advice we share, it's just like we're very real with each other. And I didn't realize that a space like that was needed until people came in and they were open and they were honest. And they were like, hey, we've been in a lot of marriage groups, and it's more like happy-go-lucky, you know, I'm cooking for my man every day and blah, blah, blah. But that's not, I mean, you expect marriage to be like that, but it's really not like that, okay? I mean, marriage has its challenges. It's two people that are totally different merging their lives together and trying to get to a common goal. And sometimes you hit little humps and bumps in the roads, and married people, we tend to not like talk about that publicly with people, or because people, I think the biggest thing is if your marriage isn't 100% perfect, people feel like, oh, they just in a marriage, or like they ain't, you know, they it's kind of like people always want to throw shade on marriages, but now it's kind of like a space like, hey, we all married. We all really know the real of the real. We know what's like, oh, this is really not good. But we know, and now we know that some of the things that we just think that only our men do or only we do, we all have those same common frustrations and stuff like that. And it's good to like share, like, this is how me and my husband got through this little issue, or like this is how I got him to get to this point, or this is how I got to this point, you know, because you're two totally different people trying to live under one roof together and create your own little family, your own little rules and your own little traditions, but you already have your own traditional upbringing and thinking that you have, and it may not be the same. So I'm excited about how that group continues to not just grow in numbers, but just we grow as wives together. And so far it's been like really good, and I'm excited about it, actually.
Yeah, and this is gonna be my last one before I hand it off to my beautiful co-host. What other groups are you proud of that you have made out of this group? Because I want people to get the full grasp of 20-something, because it's not like
oh, we have a single group. In the first round, it went really well. We had a match. The couple, like, even if people didn't match, we had great conversation. I mean, they had great conversations because I was just in here, like, just moving things around, like creating structure for it. Like, we had like married or engaged people that were in men and create structure. But we do have a couple that are still together since finding each other in that group. We typically try to like do rounds and stuff with that group, but the last time I feel like the work wasn't put in as much as it could have been, or it just wasn't like the first round. So I kind of like put a pause on the single group for a minute to kind of like refresh and like regroup. We have a group that's called After Hours, but After Hours been a little dry.
Ooh.
But the After Hours group was about sex, basically, and you know, like we just talked about any and everything when it came to sex, and it's a good group when you know, like a no judgment, or you want to learn something new about sex, or you know, just all type of that. It's a great group for that. And then I've been had this the VIP group for my boutique customers, and I mean it's crazy because a lot of them are from 20-something, some not, but a lot of them are, and it's kind of like we still have that camaraderie, we still have the jokes, we still have that family feel. So it's kind of crazy how like each group I create, we still have that same feel throughout each group. So yeah, I think that's it. We have a book club group, a travel group. Oh dang, we do have a lot of groups.
Yeah.
We have doing too much. That's me doing too much. But we do have a lot of little groups and subgroups, kind of like to complement or like segment people into their own little particular interests. So it's a lot.
But it's good. It's a good lot.
It is good. It is good. I will say that it is good.
Any questions, Bree?
I think I only have two other things. As we all know, we have a new president and vice president.
Yes.
In honor of her being the first Black female vice president, we created a collection for 20-something boutique called Her Story.
Yes.
So can you kind of talk about that, because the inauguration is next week, and I do got my sweatshirt ready.
Okay. That's like everybody like, I'm ready. That collection just came about, like, if most people know, like, my husband will tell you I'm a feminist. Women cannot do wrong in my eyes. He like say I'm so biased when it comes to women, but particularly, especially Black women. Like, I'm ride or die for Black women. So when Kamala won, it was just like, when she was running, I'm like, we making sure everybody go vote. You know, we got to make this historic moment. We're not saying she's the perfect candidate, but what candidate has been perfect, you know? But I mean, when she won, it was just like, I gotta do something. Like, I have to do something because the feeling was just too great. So I was like, I have to make this into something tangible. And so I have a friend, her name is Tam, and she's a graphic designer. So we talk all the time. So I'm like, hey, I'm want to create this design. And I kind of gave her kind of my vision about it. And like, she came up with what presented me with options, like in a matter of like days or maybe a day or two. And then I collaborated with another business owner. Her name is Viola, and she does like printing services and stuff like that. So she actually produces it for me. And I just put it out there, and I knew it was cute. I knew it was kind of, but I just didn't know that the response would be as big as it has been. I've had people that have purchased this design that I've never like. Who is this person? Like, I was like, oh, it's like, who is this person? Or like, this person is living here and here, like 20 something. I mean, that her story collection is everywhere in the USA. And I don't think, not that I wasn't prepared, but I just didn't think it would be as popular as it has been. I'm glad and I'm grateful and I'm thankful as a small business owner when you have those wins, because you have a lot of losses when you have those wins like that. It makes you feel like, okay, I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. It makes me feel a little bit better about some ills I've taken and stuff like that. So I'm excited that everybody else was excited about it. So Wednesday, we all gonna be posted up in our little sweatshirt, our shirts, all on social media. And I'm excited for that.
I'm so excited for that. It's an amazing design, guys. I wish I could buy all of it. I'm gonna call some people so I can be like, y'all still got time. You might not get it for inauguration, but you can still wear it throughout the year.
Exactly, because I mean, she don't be that VP for 4 years, and the statement is just, it's just her story, right? Like, that's big. That's big for women. Like, the men done had their time to shine and all this stuff. It's time for us to take over. We've been taking over, but it's time for them to get our just due and our recognition. So, yes, you can still buy her story before and after the inauguration. I'm actually launching, not too many people know this, but I'm launching a Her Story box. That'll be maybe next week. I keep like, okay, I'm gonna launch it eventually. I think I'm gonna launch it next week, probably on inauguration. But it's kind of a box. It's like a box that'll have her story on there, and it's just the Her Story design, just the Her Story part. So I have a different colorway. So it'll have it's brown. I think we have a beanie. We have like a koozie where you put your cup in, a mask. What else is in that box? And then we have some decals. I think that's it. I don't know. I can't keep up. But I'm excited to launch that and to show that. I haven't told too many people, so y'all have that exclusive information.
Oh, let's go.
But it's really dope. It's really dope. And I can't wait for everyone to see that new product for that collection as well. It's really, really dope.
Yeah, make sure y'all buy that. Okay, go ahead. Don't
Okay.
wait and say we didn't tell you so. Now we tell you right now.
Get it.
And again, shout out Diola, amazing person. She a grinder. Let's go.
She is a grinder for real. Grinder. She got 2 kids. I don't have no kids. She got 2 kids, and she be on it, right? So I'm thankful that being at USC, making those connections still and staying, the power of social media. We want to detox from social media, but we can still keep up and see what everybody's doing. So it was kind of like a natural thing, like, oh, okay, this is who's going to make this for me, I don't have to use Vistaprint. I don't have to use the other, whatever, it's Printful or something like that. There's so many other ones. I don't have to use those bigger companies. I can work with somebody that I know directly, and we can actually build our businesses together. Those businesses are going to be fine. They're already fine. They'll be fine after we finish our little herstory stuff. So that's been exciting as well, being able to partner with other small businesses and kind of like get that cash flow between all three of our businesses together as well.
That's really good. The other thing was the 20 something. I say hours because I am in 20 something. So when I say hours, because I'm a cousin, okay?
It's ours. Yeah, it's ours.
20 something is growing rapidly, and social media is starting to filter more of what we can say, how we can say it.
Right.
So you've come up with the idea to develop an app
Right.
for 20 something. Can you tell us about that and the development on that app and where we are now and what you expect that app to bring us?
So basically, our group, if you know the cousins, we are very vocal. We have no filter, so we always end up in Facebook jail, even little old me. So when I'm in Facebook jail, the group can't run. So I think we kind of got a little frustrated with being in Facebook jail. And so we kind of like came up with a plan to like get our own app created. So we are in the process of raising funds for that. I think we're like halfway to the goal to actually get the app portion funded and created. The funding kind of got a little slow towards the end of the year. Naturally, that happens when people are like, buying Christmas gifts, going home for the holidays, traveling. They have their own agenda. So hopefully when I get my mind back right for this year, maybe like in February, because we have an app development group, which I'm working on building out now, so we can get people in there that have already donated. I'm gonna release a limited edition, T-shirt design for those people, and kind of try to like push towards getting the funding completed. We the app developer that we decided on already have like our mock-up, already has like what we've actually reached out to me this week, and I'm like, give us a little bit more time. But so we're looking to kind of like create our own space where we are not as as monitored or getting put in Facebook jail and stuff like that, and able to have our conversations like without being worried about I'm being Facebook jail for 5 days. I can't visit the group. All I can do is read and not comment and stuff like that. So I'm really excited about that. It's just getting the funding completed, and actually I think the app development process should take about like 3 months, and then we'll be off of Facebook, hopefully. And I'm excited about that because that gives us more control, and we can like take back some ownership of 20 something in a sense, because I mean we're using Facebook platform, so it's basically theirs.
Right.
Right. If you think about it in the grand scheme of things, it's theirs. Facebook groups, that's Facebook, that's their little baby and stuff like that. So we want to kind of have our own little baby where we're able to set the rules, set the foundation. We understand each other. We understand our lingo. Like some of the stuff we say it's not offensive. It's just how we talk and communicate.
It's how we are. It's our dialect.
Facebook is like, y'all acting up too much. Let me shut y'all down. We got like, here's your group quality warnings and stuff like that. And I'm like, oh, we gotta keep it cool for a little while until we get our own little space. So hopefully, I'm praying that this year that we're able to finish the funding, and then 3 months after that, have our own app, move everybody to that platform, and create an even bigger and better space. Because we have a business directory that we have tons of like Black-owned businesses on there. Like the group is crazy. Like we support each other. We support other business owners in the group. Like people will say, I go straight to the business director to see somebody on there that does what I need or have a service or product that I need first before I go somewhere else. So we'll be able to like control that better with visibility in our own space. Because you know how Facebook is. you can write a post or you can put something out there, and the way the algorithm work, everybody in my group is not going to see it. So that's kind of limiting as well. So we want our own space where I know if I post something for the group to see, everybody is going to see it. So praying that happens pretty soon.
Yes, it will this year. We have
yes 2021 we will make it happen.
Yeah, we manifesting. Let's go.
Yes, manifesting.
And the last thing is here on purpose, we try to encourage people to be their whole selves, regardless of what everybody else has to think. So, do you have any advice for people who might be listening about walking in their purpose? Because at the end of the show, if they don't know, they should know that you are absolutely walking in your purpose and what you have set your mind to do. You have done that.
Yeah.
Do you have any advice for those people?
I think that my main advice would be about walking in your purpose is to make sure it's true to your authentic self. I think a lot of times people get caught up in other people's purpose. Oh, this person is doing good doing this. I want to do this because they're doing good at doing this. Not because they love it, not because of anything else, but because I see this person doing good at this. Let me go in there and try to do that. And then sometimes they fail, or sometimes they can't figure out, like, why is this not working out for me? Like, why I'm not where they're at. I saw them doing good at it, but that's their purpose. That's what they were naturally born here to do. Like, it comes natural to them. It's something they love. They're going to grind and work harder than you would at it because it's something they naturally love and what's in them. So I think that's one thing some people fail to realize is your purpose is what you love and what's authentic to you. You can't go chasing other people's purposes because you see the results of what they purpose have brought them. We have to understand that what's for me is for me, what's for them is for them, and we got to operate in what's natural for us and what our gifts are. And then we are given those gifts for a reason. We operate in those gifts and things come to you like crazy. Like, I think that's one of the most important thing for me. Like, I've always been honest. I've always been open. I've always been like just a helper or somebody that, I don't know, like, I guess because I'm a big sister, I'm like always been like an advice giver and stuff like that. And I genuinely want to see people do well and do good. And I love fashion. So, like, all of the things that I do, people like, you do so much, but all of those things are natural to me. All of those things I find joy in, I find purpose in. And so when I'm working in those things or doing those things, that it's not like, oh my gosh, I'm just like tired of this. So, I do get tired now. I'm not saying I don't get tired. Like, your body, you're going to physically get tired no matter what. But it's not where it's the point where, like, I want to give up or I don't want to do this anymore. But, like, this is what I love. Like, it's every day I wake up, I'm doing something I love. Like, I'm talking to people about stuff I love and I know, and it's naturally my gift. So I think people who are kind of like confused or like, what I need to be doing, you need to find, like, what is it that you love? Like, what is it that you can get paid $0 for, and you're not gonna be like, dang, I ain't feeling this right now. Because sometimes I do, or I have worked for free, or sometimes I'm like, hey, I'll do this, I'll take care of this or whatever, I'll, for you or whatever, just do this. And it's because I know I love it. So it's something that sometimes I won't mind, like, discounting or doing it for free at times. You have to understand that if you don't love what you're doing, it's not natural to you, it's not in you, you're not going to receive or get the same output as somebody else. And we have to be mindful of just trying to work towards an output. Everything you're put in what you're doing matters. Everything you put in what you're doing what you put in is basically what comes out. This stuff is my baby. I put my love, I put my energy, like, I'm doing this out of love. So that you can genuinely see that. So I think that would be my number one advice for people, to make sure what you're doing aligns with what you love and what's natural to you, not something you're doing because this person over here look like they making all this money doing this, so I'm gonna go over there and do that too. Don't do that. You're gonna fail every time. Don't do it.
Britt, as a small business owner myself, and I know you're a small business owner, And I saw you say things about loving to do something. I love to be able to nurture talent. That's one thing I love to do. I like to nurture talent. I like to see potential in people. That's why I Bree
Right.
my co-host, because she a queen.
She is a queen.
Yeah, so I like to nurture talent. But you also know the hardships of business. Can you just describe that? Because I know it's a lot of people on LLC Twitter, LLC Facebook, they call it, who wants to tell everybody to just start businesses and
Start
just
a
start.
business. You're
Yeah,
gonna make money.
yeah.
Take your, what they say, take your stimulus.
Take your
Start a
phone.
business. Get you an LLC. But they say, you know how many LLCs you can buy with a stimulus? It, terrible advice. Terrible advice. Because once that is gone, what else do you have? You have to cover your losses in your business. You have to cover that 3 months. Last year, 3 months when the pandemic hit, like I barely had sales. Like they were nothing. Like it was, everybody was confused. They didn't know what was going on. They was holding on to their money. They wasn't going out. They wasn't buying stuff. Like I still have most of my spring collection right up in there because the pandemic hit right when I launched my spring collection. So it was like, people don't need this stuff anymore. They ain't going out. They ain't going to brunch. They not, you're going to take a lot of L's in businesses, in business period. And people, I think the problem is that business owners have glamorized being a business owner. And it has its perks, but my husband will tell you ain't nothing glamorous about what I do here all day, every day. Like he probably gets sick of me himself, but it's a lot of work. It's a lot of investment. You're investing your time, investing your money, waiting to see if you're going to make it back, So I think that our generation has really glamorized, like, if you're not a business owner, you ain't doing nothing. If you're not a business owner, you need to boss up and stuff like that. And I promise you, I cringe myself when I see those things because we're really like setting a lot of people up for failure. They're just starting something and they confused and they don't know what they're doing. Like they just confused as like I feel like a lot of people feel pressured into starting businesses and trying to figure out, let me sell this or let me do this. And you can tell, like, after a while, like, it kind of dwindles off because they wasn't prepared for what it takes to run a business. Like, thankfully, with my degree, I worked in numerous companies. I worked in an e-commerce company. Like, I paid my dues. Like, I worked as a buyer. Like, I understand pricing. Like, I understand, like, the structure. I understand how a website should run and look. I understand, like, a lot of stuff that a lot of people naturally coming into, like, just opening a business and understand, because that's what I went to school for. That's what my career path has been. So some things come natural because I have experience in it. When you don't have that experience, because I have a lot of experience in it and I still stumble and I still take hills and I'm still learning and I'm still trying to get myself to a certain point where I feel like I can breathe and I can even pay myself in my own business. So I think that business owners need to do better by telling people, being honest about how hard being business owners is, how you probably won't see a profit for a while, how is this sleepless nights. I'm telling you, working a 9 to 5 is easier, more secure, less stress. And I don't understand the hype of just pushing and forcing and making people feel like they're not doing what they should be doing if they don't own a business. I really don't understand that hype.
Yeah, you gotta love it.
Yeah, you gotta really.
You gotta. When I say before even doing YouTube and stuff, before you get a check, you have to get 4,000 hours. I had to shoot 233 videos before I got this. So,
See?
and I had to do it every day and 2 times a day, 3 times a day. Edit.
I definitely don't. YouTube, that's a whole nother ball game, and that's a lot of work in itself. Like just shooting and just planning content and then editing content and getting it out there and promoting it. That's a lot of work. And people just see, and that's the problem. They see the end result. They see the pre-package. They just see the sales. They see, your end result, and they don't. This week I worked my part-time. One day I worked my part-time job. Then I went and had a photo shoot that was 4 to 5 hours. Then I came home and had to edit all of the pictures. That was I think I didn't finish editing to 10 p.m. Then I had to talk with Tim about what we're gonna do for the website to update it. Like I didn't go to bed till like 1 a.m. That's one day of just getting my photos edited and done. That's just one day of my life. It's a lot of work, and people don't realize that's a lot of work. That's a lot of investment. And I don't know if when I launch this collection, I'm gonna make my money back from paying for models, paying for the space to shoot the photos, like what I paid for to bring the stuff in. Like I don't know if I'm gonna make that money back. I just know I spent it and praying that I make the money back. And that's being a business owner. You taking those risks, and it's much safer working a 9 to 5. I had a steady paycheck when I worked full time. I knew what was coming in. I knew that I just knew I had stuff covered. Being a business owner, it's not like that. You have some months that you make a lot of sales, some months you don't make no sales. So it is a lot of work.
Yeah, and it's consumer based and all of that different stuff. Like
right.
We filmed this for 50 minutes. Then I edit it for like 3 hours, and then it might flop and get no views.
No views.
And it hurt, but you gotta keep doing it like that. Yeah. They don't understand. And a lot of people, they don't realize they do it. They quit because
they're like, "Oh, it's not overnight success. Like, I'm not gonna be a millionaire tomorrow. Like,
I'm going viral tomorrow.
Right, I'm not going viral tomorrow. Everybody don't know my name. Oh no, I'm not doing that."
Yeah, you spend 10 hours. Just same thing with Britt and her work. She put this collection together, make all these phone calls, make these things, and then, like I said, it might hit. Like she said with the new one she has with Kamala Harris, it might hit or it might not.
Might not. It might fail. It might not. You just never know. You're just taking the chances. I mean, and of course, you're gonna love everything you do. You think everything you do is the best thing ever. Like, oh, this is great. Sometimes it's just not.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's only great just to you.
Yes, you do. And you know, that's okay. You better believe in yourself. Okay?
Exactly. It's definitely okay, because sometimes you're ahead of your vision is ahead of everybody else. Like you're here and they're still here. Sometimes you gotta wait for it to catch up and stuff like that. People have to realize that as well. Because it flopped doesn't mean like you just did something terribly wrong. People just may not be where you at right then and there. You may be a little ahead of the game.
Be patient. They're gonna catch up.
Exactly. Just be a little patient. If you ain't got that patience, don't try it. Don't set yourself up for them L's, because them L's hurt.
They hurt bad.
But them L's hurt. They have you reconsidering a lot of things.
Yeah, they do. And sometimes, like I said, if you just keep grinding, that's why I always tell people to keep stomping. Something amazing happened today. One of like a video that went kind of viral, the December 21st video. Me and Joe just shot that and I just put it up. I didn't even like edit it a lot. So sometimes it happens like that. You don't never know. You just gotta keep doing things.
Yep. Sometimes it be like the stuff you put the least amount of thought into, and that's what it picks up, and that's what people gravitate to, because it's natural and it feels real and authentic. So it kind of works out like that. Sometimes we overthink and overanalyze things a little bit too much as a business owner as well. But hey, it goes with the ebbs and flows and learning and, trying to perfect what you're doing.
Bree, any last words? Anything you want to ask Brittany before we get off?
I'm just glad she's here. I don't have anything else. I'm just glad she came.
Well, I'm glad to be here. I'm glad y'all saw enough of me to ask me. If I was a little like, oh, I don't know. But I was like, okay, you know what? I gotta stop using the I don't like public speaking excuse, because obviously people want to hear something from me.
I hear you.
So thank y'all for having me. Get me out of my comfort zone as well, because eventually this will be second nature and natural to me.
You'll be getting back to back, but
okay. We will see. Y'all can be like, well, we was one of the first ones that
You were first.
Sorry, y'all had to get up. Y'all was late.
But we waited for y'all to catch up. That's okay.
Exactly. Yeah. Your business was here and they still here. But thank y'all, really thank y'all. Because this was fun. Even though I was, a little nervous, it was fun.
Yeah, I want to thank Britt for being here. That's all. Like, she is a queen. We got to get her on here to talk about this. Because I haven't really seen you do those, like you said, no public speaking. I'm like, I know people want to hear from her. And they want to know how all this started, especially new people in the group. And maybe even people that want to join the group and they don't know what it's about. So
right. I'm
like, they want to hear from the head herself. So I'm like, let's get her on here.
Make her talk.
And you were an amazing guest, by the way. Thank you for being open and honest.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
And to you and
y'all were amazing hosts.
Oh, thank you.
Okay.
All right. And you out there listening, I'm going to get Britt to send me all that stuff so we can put it in the description so y'all can know where to find her, where to find directories, where to find her on Facebook, the apps, her social medias, anything y'all want to do with 20-something or anything there. It will be under there. We will be under her. Me and Bree stuff will be under that. And we want to thank her again for being a queen and always grinding and keep stumping. I want her to know that people see it and we see the grind, and as a business owner, I know how hard it is. So, I want to give her a shout out too. And I want to remind you to hit that follow button.
Y'all on y'all platform.
Oh, thank you.
We get YouTube checks.
Yeah. And to you, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you're on Apple Music, Spotify, anything, hit that follow button. We're gonna have more guests. We might have Britt again when she got something new coming up. We want to get her on here so she can advertise it. It'll probably be more fun and just more chatter next time because it's not like on video, but it'll be fun and she can promote whatever product she has. I would love that on purpose. And remember, you keep stopping. Bree, Britt, any last word?
Drink your water, mind your business. Be your whole self. That's it.
Any last word, Britt?
Well, I don't know. I think it's been a great interview. I appreciate y'all again for having me. To all of your viewers out there, hopefully they found value in what we discussed. I'm pretty sure they will. And if they were confused about anything, hopefully we provided clarity to them. Hopefully.
And remember, like I said, keep stomping. Today of all days, you just keep chugging along. I know it might be hard. Something amazing can happen. Love y'all.
That's right.
Peace.
Peace out.